make it? Nothing. The same thing I make of everything that I see on IG for the most part, Skip. We have to infer. We see somebody post the money. Oh, man, they loaded. They got a boatload of money. We see somebody posted up in front of cars. Man, look at the fleet they got. And they probably in front of rental cars. This doesn't mean anything to me. I want someone to wake me up when Dak Prescott put pen to paper on a long-term deal. Not a franchise tag again. The Cowboys have been saying this. Steven and Jerry Jones, Dak's a franchise guy. Dak's our guy. Nobody is more fond of Dak Prescott than the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And I ain't seen no contract. And Dak is saying all the right things as he should, because I'm not going to mess up my opportunity. Oh, man, Dak's looking at other opportunities. No, I'm going to say, oh, yeah, I want to run it back. I want to run it back. Sure, Dak wants to run it back, but Dak wants to run it back at fair market value. And so for me, Skip, this doesn't do anything for me. This is like what somebody tweeted this and Dak liked it and he commented. This is what I want to see happen. When they pull out them contracts, Skip, that thing they have the NFL station there on it, and you stop flipping them pages, and Dak sitting there with his nice suit on with his cowboy hat, and he put pen to paper on a long-term deal, then you and I going to have really something to talk about. But this right here, this does nothing for me.
Okay. Shannon Sharpe, as you know, I am virtually a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan. It's not quite lifelong because they weren't born until after I was born.
Yeah,
okay,
1960.
So not until I was 9 years old. Yeah. So in my 10th year on this planet, my uncle, who lived in Dallas, actually took me to a game at the old Cotton Bowl. And I saw then what were called the St. Louis Cardinals, a football team, as well as a baseball team, play the Dallas Cowboys and win that day. But I was smitten for life in large part because of the stars on the shoulder pads in those days. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, I do.
And on the side of the helmet.
They wear them sometime their throwbacks, Skip. Don't they wear them sometime for their throwbacks?
Every once in a while, they do. So I'm here to tell you that with this moment, it has come to this for us on this show, having to try to read into some silly IG post that means Dak is a Cowboy for life, the way I'm a fan for life.
Right.
The depression of this is pulling me down into the abyss.
Right.
And I'm not exaggerating. As a Cowboy fan, I have never been more depressed about my chances that I went from mountaintop to Death Valley in 1 year, because last year was just abysmal for me from start to finish, because they narrowly lost that opener to kick off the game out here against the Rams in their brand new multi-billion-dollar stadium. And it was a close call, and I thought they got robbed on a push-off call, remember, on Michael Gallup.
Ramsey.
And they lost. And then it went from bad to worse, and you know the rest of the story. And then Dak was lost in the fifth game, and it was just a long, miserable year in which they actually had a little bounce back at the end that cost them some crucial draft spots, right?
Yeah, you slid down three or four spots.
So what am I supposed to do with this as a fan? Because I don't like any of it. Dak is now engaged in a public PR battle with Jerry and Stephen Jones.
Right.
They've got their radio shows. Dak's got Instagram. IG. and he's trying to win in the court of public opinion by saying, hey, that's the only way I see it. I want to be a Cowboy for life. Blake, you and I. And the depressing thing about this is Blake Jarwin was lost in the first game of the year at the Rams.
Right.
He was gone for the year. He was the guy that Dak called maybe the best athlete on the team. Best athlete on the team?
Well, they should have become close, Skip, because they probably was rehabbing together. Blake was, you know, I don't know with the protocols how it was. Could you still be at the facility?
I don't know.
Right.
So now I hear all kinds of conjecture and speculation about the extent of Dak's career-threatening injury, that he needed a second surgery to get right, which is not unusual, as you pointed out. But it's depressing to me because I don't know. That puts another X factor into this equation of what if he can't move the way he used to move? What if it somehow affects his platform throwing, where when he strides into it, he's not comfortable and he loses a touch of accuracy, because he can be deadly accurate when he gets in a rhythm. And yet I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't, because I don't want to lose Dak Prescott. On the other hand, do I think he's worth 42, 43, 44 million? I do not, because I told you before, I'm a bigger Cowboy fan than I am a Dak fan, but I've been the biggest Dak defender on earth, especially sitting in this seat across from you, because you have been hard on Dak Prescott. You have never loved him.
Right. But here's the thing, though, Skip. You know there are certain things that are going to increase in value. So even though it might be high at the time that you want to purchase it, it's best that you go ahead and purchase it now as opposed to waiting down the road because the value is only going to increase. That's what it is with like quarterbacks.
Okay, but what you're telling me is now you have to overpay even more to keep him?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Because when you had the opportunity, what would have been you thought a slight overpay at 38, 39 million, you feel is going to be grossly overpaid at 40, 41 million.
Even last year at, what was that tag, 33, well.
31.
30, it went up to 30, it's about 32. Let's call it 32.
Okay.
He still ate up the largest chunk of any team salary cap in the NFL because some of those deals, the Mahomes, the Deshaun deals,
you prorate
were low to start with.
Well, see, Skip, with the 31 points, when you say 32 million, Skip, there is no proration.
No.
So you put all...
You got to swallow it right here, right now.
Right now.
Okay, and what did we get for it? We got nothing.
You got 5 games.
Okay, you got 5 games, but they were on their way to losing the Giants game when he went down. And Andy Dalton came in and saved it with 2 miraculous throws, or that would have been a disaster.
Skip, this is what we know. We know that you're not going to win very many games if you don't have a quarterback. Also, if you have uncertainty, you have a quarterback, but does he want out? The situation with Russell Wilson, the situation with Dak Prescott with the contract extension. That's the same as not having a quarterback because everybody's looking around, man, I wonder if Dak going to be here. If Dak coming, is Dak going? Is Russ going to be here? Is Russ not going to be here? So you have uncertainty at that position. It's the one position you want to have absolute certainty at.
Right. Okay, so look at what I'm facing going into next year. How are they going to fix the defense on the fly? It was historically bad.
Right.
Will it get that much better next year with a new coordinator? I doubt it.
Well, they got Dan Quinn.
I know, but so you got the old Seattle factor.
Right.
Okay.
But Skip, they didn't like Chris Richard. Chris Richard learned that defense under Dan Quinn.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Are they going to be appreciably, markedly better, dramatically better? I doubt it.
Skip, and did we see Dan Quinn's defenses in Atlanta? How were they?
It's terrible.
People need to understand, look, it's easy to call a defense when you got Sherm, you got Earl Thomas, you got B-Wag, you got KJ Wright, you got the Bennett, you got Cliff April. You got those guys in their prime, Skip. Cam Chancellor. It's easy to call defense when you got those young dogs like that.
They were young dogs. I'm not sure there's ever been a hotter defense than that one got hot.
And they were
stretch.
And basically, they all came in damn near around the same time, 2011, 2012, all that, 2013, all of them. So you got them 22, 23, 24, 25, and they hungry.
Yep.
So, and then, whoa, Dan Quinn doing that defense. Look at what he got in Atlanta when he didn't have those dogs.
Okay, now, turn it back to Jerry Jones. Think of the torment that I have to undergo on a daily basis on this show because what has Jerry's reputation been? His whole career in Dallas.
Jerry normally pays.
Overpays.
Yeah.
And he dramatically overpaid just about everybody, starting with the running back. Can I condemn Jerry because I wanted him paid and I had no problem with it, but he came back not himself.
Right.
As I keep telling you, it's like he was in Cabo and he's still running in Cabo sand. We saw the video of him running in Cabo sand. It looks like he's doing it in games to this day. He never looked like he got back in great shape. He lost a touch of burst, and that's all you need to lose in this league. And all of a sudden, you're just pretty good.
You're just a power back now.
Okay, you're a power back, and he's okay, but he's not worth the most money any back gets paid in this league.
Right.
And DeMarcus Lawrence, he comes and he goes. I see flashes, but I don't see consistent terror.
Yeah, $20 million. You're supposed to be in the Pro. For $20 million a year, the D lineman, you got to be in the Pro Bowl every year.
You got to. And Amari Cooper, they feared that the rival Washington football team was going to snatch him up for some record price for a receiver. So they said, okay, let's go to $21 million to keep him. Did he have a $21 million year? No, he did not.
Let's be Skip, and you and I, we agree on this. Amari, it's hard for me to see Amari as a top 10 receiver. When you get down to it, Skip, when you get to the Tay Adams, the D. Hopkins, and all those guys, Stephon Diggs, the Tyreek Hills, it's hard to see him as a top 10 receiver.
Right.
The kid, A.J. Brown in Tennessee. When you look at all these receivers, Justin Jefferson, you're like, is he really the highest paid? Julio, even though Julio was hurt, is he really the highest? Wow.
Wow. Okay. Then look at my linebacker, Jalen Smith. Half the time last year, he just looked lost to me. I know he tries hard. He's got a big heart.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. We had him on the show at the Super Bowl. I like him. I root for him.
Yes.
But I can't love him because he feels overpaid.
He's out of position a lot.
He's out of position. It's like chicken with head cut off, the old cliche from the barnyard, right? That's what, just running crazy, running the wrong way. I don't know. How can I love that? Well, everywhere I turn, overpay, except the premier premium position in all of sports, quarterback. He said, no, I'm not going to do that.
You want to penny pinch that position.
Okay, it's not that you penny pinch. You said it was a fair offer, but you're not going to go a little over the edge to keep him. And as you say, the clock ticks, the price goes up. And all of a sudden you're looking at, wait a second, now they're stuck. They're going to have to pay him $38 million. I'm rounding up.
Right.
$38 million on the tag.
Right.
It's going to eat up by far the most of any team's chunk of quarterback salary cap.
And what did it say, Skip? Normally what happens is if you're going to give somebody the tag, they're going to want at least the tag for the first 2 to 3 years. So you do 38, that's 76. You tack on another 38 to that. Well, Skip, what's that? That's 114. So you take the bare minimum, Skip. And that's what some of these guys with two, and see what Dak is looking at, Skip. He said, hold on. That's what Wentz got. That's what Jared Goff got with 2 years left on their deal. Why would I take that with no years left on my deal? I got to get something because they got security. They took less money, but they got the financial security. I already, Skip, and plus, the man broke his ankle. It's going to be hard to get that man to take a hometown discount, having already gone through what he gone through. It's funny how when a man's life flashed before his eyes, he views things totally different. He views giving a hometown discount totally different now.
Okay, so just for the record and for perspective, I'm now faced having to deal with you across the table with the prospect of paying 42, 3, 4, and 5 million, something like that for 4 years.
At least 40.
Okay, starting at 40, but escalating up into the 40s, into Mahomes territory. I'm faced with having to pay that to make him happy, to keep him long term.
Right.
And this is the same quarterback who in his last 17 games, his starters record is 6-11. This is the same quarterback who down the stretch 2 seasons ago, the Hall of Famer across from me gave 7 Fs in his last 13 starts.
I didn't just give them to him.
He earned 7 Fs. 7 Fs. These are flunk-fail grades, right? He flunked 7 times in 13, and they fell off the table at 8 and 8 with every chance in the world to go win a final game and right the wrong in Philadelphia. He had a sore shoulder. He couldn't practice that week, but he stunk at Philadelphia.
Skip,
I'm sorry. That's the guy.
Skip,
so that's, you're telling me he's going to get Patrick Mahomes money, and he's going to severely restrict my salary cap to where you can't give him much more help?
It's your fault because you had an opportunity to do something before it got to this. Skip, we've all gone into stores. Jen and I know you can attest to this. And you pick up a garment, you look at something, man, there ain't no way this item is worth that. And they say, look here, this is the price. You want it? If not, move it along.
Okay.
You want Dak or not? If you don't want it, move it along, Skip.
Okay, the problem is it's so hard to move it along because when you're in the store, you can just say, well, then I'll take that one.
Exactly.
Well, there's no, I'll just take that one on this deal because there's not another that one.
Exactly.
Because he's pretty good. He's like edge of the top 10. It's like Amari. He's pretty good, but is he that guy? No, he's not that guy. Is he Deshaun Watson? No, he's not. I'm sorry he's not. We're going to talk about Deshaun in a few minutes.
You wouldn't have had to give Amari if you'd have did the deal beforehand. You let him let the deal run out, so he's a free agent. Okay,
but remember, now Jerry's got his back up because this thing's turned into bad blood in the negotiation because he feels like he got the rug jerked out from him early 2 seasons ago, right? And now he's sitting back saying, well, time out. Look what just happened with the Rams and Jared Goff. Look what's happening with the Eagles and Carson Wentz. Out of the same draft, they said, let's just give him money. Let's give him money. Jared Goff traded. Carson Wentz on the block. It's imminent any day now. He's going to be gone. So Jerry's saying, I think I was right about this. Okay, Jerry, what's plan B? Show me a plan B. Do you have an ace up your sleeve?
But I love how Jerry loves to say, well, look, you see what happened in Philly. You see what happened in L.A. I was right. But that's the only thing that he judges every other franchise by, the mistakes that they made. You see what when he went rogue and did his own deal with Pepsi, when he went rogue and did his only deal with the ticket agency.
I got it. Okay, but he feels validated now that he's dug in. He feels like he is winning this battle. Okay, you're winning and losing because show me who's next.
Right.
If you show me who's next, I'm okay.
What was the guy? Garrett Gilbert?
Yeah.
That's the guy? That's what you want, Skip?
Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah, that's what you want?
Or that 7th rounder.
Man. Oh, me and Anthony DiNucci.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
That's my guy.
Oh, I just
think
about
man.
the years that Skip has had to endure as a Cowboy fan and the drama and stress. It's a lot. It's a lot every single day.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.